In this training module, I'm going to show managers how to add new users to AdvancedMD. You would use this when you have a new receptionist, front desk, or medical assistant. In general, providers, physicians, physician assistants will usually be added by us. You shouldn't have to do that piece of it. Um, Adding a new user is fairly simple, so we'll just jump right into it. After you log into AdvancedMD, you're going to go to Utilities, User Setup, and you're going to see a list of the current users. We are in a demonstration key here, so all the information here is fictitious, but should suit our needs. So the first thing you're going to notice, again, is you have a list of your current staff. Everyone who has a login will be listed here. If we choose one, we can get more information. So if we choose Brian Demo, we'll see his name, we'll see his login, and we'll see his role. We'll talk about roles in a moment. We'll see if he has access to the EHR or not, and if he's an administrator. Okay. Now, one pitfall here, what you don't want to do when adding a new user is just start typing over Brian Demo, for example. So if we were to add John Smith, if that was our goal, and I started typing over Brian Demo, and if I then saved it, I didn't really add John Smith. I changed Brian Demo's name to John Smith. So that's a common theme throughout AdvancedMD. The clear button is going to be your best friend to prevent that. Think of the clear button as not just clearing out a particular field. So if I hit clear here, I won't be just clearing out this field. I'm actually just sort of taking myself off of Brian Demo. Okay, I'm clearing the screen. I didn't change any information. I just got a fresh screen so that I can add somebody different. Okay, so to add a new user, you're going to start with a fresh screen. You're going to type in their name, just as is spelled. The convention for the login is generally the first letter of the first name and the last name. This all defaults to capital letters anyway. I couldn't do lower if I tried. And then the role, for now, for all your front desk and for all your medical assistants, we're just going to call that front desk for now. Okay, this will be the only role that you're going to be assigning at the moment because the medical assistants and the front desk at most sites generally all have the same privileges. So for now, we're calling it the front desk. That may change later. We may have a medical assistant role. The provider field, you're going to leave alone. That's if this person were a provider. The department, we're just going to call this the medical department. So I usually just type MED and hit tab, and it fills it out to medical department. And if I were to look that up, if I hit the three dots here, see it's medical provider. Okay. Don't mistake this for a provider like the practitioner. This is just a provider of medical services. It's just the way it was set up. Doesn't really mean they are a provider, at least not in the department. Here it does. All right, so keep an eye on that. All right, so almost all employees are going to be using the EHR, whether they're the front desk or not. They will be accessing it to look at charts, to scan charts, to get information for patients who call for information. So everyone's an EHR user, all right? You shouldn't be giving anyone administrative privileges, so you leave this unchecked. And after you hit EHR users, if you noticed, the EHR sign-off password appears, okay? For the sign-off password, the only people who can actually sign off on anything in the EHR are the physicians and the physician assistants. That's already set up, but the system, since this is an EHR user, requires you to enter some password. Now, by convention, I usually just enter 9876543. I don't know why I do that. It doesn't really matter, but just in case I ever need to know what it is later. So 9876543 and tab out. Okay. Now, once again, I'll just repeat that. Anyone with a front desk role is not allowed to sign off on anything in the EHR. So even though I just gave them a password, their role prevents them from doing any signing of any documents. That is a physician or physician assistant, and sometimes a medical assistant's job to do so. All right, so after we do this, we just hit save. It's going to ask me for a password for this user. You can choose any convention you want. For now, I'm just going to type demo 1, 2, 3, 4 and hit OK. demo 1, 2, 3, 4, and hit OK. And that's all I needed to do to add this user, John Smith, here. Okay, now I would let John Smith know that his initial password is demo1234, and he can sign in and change it once he begins working. Okay, thank you.